in the crock, so I don't have to say it out loud. I need an onion. I have to work on onions this weekend too. You're my debubbler. Where the heck are...
I am not to ask. Why did you do this? Well, I told me to tell me.
Mr. Nilsson has confessed to killing 15 men over a period of 5 years.
How likely is it that you'll identify all 15 of his victims?
There we go. Let's do this. Make this bigger. Why is that not going any bigger? There we go. Come on, my laptop is so slow. All right. Okay, hey everybody, I'm just putting supper in the crock. Okay, hey everybody, I'm just putting supper in the crock. Oh. Okay, hey everybody, I'm just putting supper in the crock. Oh. Echo. There we go. All right, Linda. Onion. Home canned ground beef. 4 jars has a huge sale on right now, with all kinds of stuff, and you can still use the coupon code half acre, all one word in capital letters for 10% off. Go check it out. All right, get my hamburger in here. Oh. Get my shrooms. Already put the onion in. Zucchini. There we go. You guys must think we eat spaghetti every day, but it's really only once a week. And usually on a really busy day. Goes the sauce. Now I'm going to take a little water from the kettle. I'm going to shake up this sauce. I'm down to my last 3 jars of Dollar Catelli. And it was hot water from the kettle, so I'm going to make sure I get all that hamburger juice out of there. Boom. All right. These have to be cleaned up. I'm canning today. What am I canning today, kiddies? Beans! Beans, beans. The magical fruit. The more you eat them, the more you toot. All right, let me get this cleaned up here. And get my lid. Dish tray. In you go. All right, now I need a cover. Wrinkly old towel out of the clean laundry. Just do that. A lot of people ask why I put a thick cover on my on my crock pot. Sorry folks, I had a sometimers moment. On my crock pot. That is because it helps it to act more like an oven. Hey everybody. Have I got everything I need? Please tell me I have everything I need. Oh, hey oh, I know what I don't have. I can't officiate without my ears. Oh, and they're not cat ears, they're bear ears. Whatever they are, I like them. Okie dokie. I got my tea. Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to Beverly's Island. I picked beans yesterday. This is my big dish pan. It was under the island. Somebody asked me why I don't snap beans. Well, my beans are all different sizes, and my beans are all different sizes. So I like to make sure they're going to fit in the jar, and it's just easier with a knife. It really is. It's actually easier on my wrists. So before, all right, am I on live chat? Yes, I am. 35 people. I'll wait a few minutes. And, oh my gosh, it's soon going to be a Costco run. Start! Oh, yeah, bat wings. They're nasty. Hey, hey, hey! I got a beef roast for $3.99 a pound. Got 5 for $47, so I'm canning beef tips and gravy. Ooh. What do you use to thicken your gravy when you're canning it? Because I know cornstarch and flour are not recommended. So if you're canning beef tips and gravy, what do you use? Do you use like clear gel to thicken the gravy? Hey, honey, what's 2 points? Oh, 2 points, yes. All right, let's get started on these beans. I've got my jars washed over there. I'm being optimistic. I got 8 of them. I'm going to put this down. Oi. So y'all can see what I am doing. Howard's down in the basement. Can you guys see okay? Oh, yeah, a little bit closer. A little bit closer now. I'm going to tip this up just. Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, folks. This does not like. It's because my laptop is sitting here. It's because my laptop is sitting here that that the tripod legs are banging up against it. Hey, Denise. If it was me, I would thicken with cornstarch after heated up. Oh, that makes sense too. I'm expecting PO today. The neighbor's dog got my dog again. What's PO? Oh, you're extremely PO'd. Okay. The neighbor's dog got my dog again. I'd be calling the Humane Society and Small Animal Control and the police and everything else. Hey, Susan. So, okay, so I take it you're in Florida, Susan. Is there anybody here who knows the updates on the hurricane in Florida? I picked these yesterday and soaked them in that dish pan of cold water overnight. Praying for the hurricane victims. Please do. You're dehydrating. I miss my Nesco. I'm going to get Howie to take the lid apart today and see if he can't find the fuse And being my husband, I bet you he can get me a fuse without me having to order one from Amazon. And besides, I like my beans all kind of uniform so that they don't get all caught up in the funnel of the neck of the funnel. He's a guard for the prison, so he's real in touch with the cops. The thing is, he actually was there and got them apart because Dante is not a fighter. Well, what's his dog doing? What is this dog doing loose? That's my thing. Gracie's only loose when we're outside, and she never leaves our property. You know, because we're always watching her. We have a dog right across the road. Yeah, I'm getting rid of these. Are a crossbreed. These are, and I hope I get some seeds from these this year. These are a hybrid of the long Polish yellow flat beans crossed with scarlet runners. Don't know what to call them. Polish scarlets, maybe. I honestly don't know why. I'm assuming he thought our dogs had already been pottied, but we were late this morning. But Gracie is a German Shepherd. Dante's a pit bull, and he's no good at fighting. Oh, I love pit bulls. We're not allowed to, well, I could have one here, but I wouldn't be allowed to take it with me to Ottawa. And there's borders I wouldn't be allowed to cross, I guess. Clear gel is modified cornstarch, and it is modified cornstarch, but you can with it. So, but I like the idea of canning the beef tips in broth and then thickening them with gravy. I got good news. I did some research. I found out that yes, you can make deer bone broth, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Dante's a white pit bull. Well, he's a mix of boxer pit bull, but he literally has no idea how to fight, and so he's bloodied again. Poor baby. That's one thing. Well, mostly boxers are big sweethearts, eh? But Gracie's she's not aggressive, but she's look at what's still coming on the vine. I love it. Whoops. Okay, we won't be doing it that way. I'm dropping stuff all over the place. Firing stuff all over the place. Hey, small town shanty. I live in LA and they sell canned roux everywhere. Why is flour not recommended for gravy? Because because you shouldn't can flour products. They will separate. Okay? Same with cornstarch. I tried it once. I tried to make mustard cauliflower pickles, and I used cornstarch, and within 6 months, in the jar, it was separated. The liquid and the solid was separated. Where's Black Rock? They did a damn even broke pinball as trying to pull together donations for it. Okay, I missed something there. Hey, Rosie. Hey, Stacy. Chandy. But the canned roux, guys, that you get in LA, that is industrial canned. There are things that we can't can at home that can be canned in an industrial setting. We have home canners. They're not meant to can industrial style food. They're not made for that. Really, Deborah? Awesome. Hi, Nat. How you doing? My husband got a deer tag this year. I asked him to bring me home all the bones for broth and organs for the dog treats. He gave me a hard no. Oh, for God's sake. Kimmy, never mind. Somebody sent me a recipe for dog biscuits, and I'm going to make that sometime soon. I just got to get through this garden, folks. I'm pretty close, I think, to my 52 pints of beans. Hang on a second. I'm going to go count how many pints I have in my pantry, because gather money to buy supplies for hurricane victims. Ah, okay. Well, put that in, if you've got a link for that, put it in here. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the organ meat would go great. What I would do is, if we do it, I would save the heart. Makes great stew meat. But I mean, like the liver and pretty much just the liver, because we'd eat the heart, right? But anything organ meat like that, you can grind that all up and can it and write dog food on it, right? He said, I don't understand what that involves. You tell him, Kim. You tell him that they string it up. Oh, wait. Is he got it? It may be difficult if he guts it at the site where he kills it. That would be difficult. But if he's taking the whole deer to a butcher, you can request the organ meat. Howie brings the deer home. Howie, do we got the deer at home? Usually we got the deer at home because we're only a couple of miles away from our blind. I'm going to go count my beans. Okay, that's why it's hard. But you should say, just give them a big plastic container with a lid and say, honey, bring me the heart and the liver.
Yeah, if you're too far in the bush, you would eviscerate it in the field.
You would eviscerate it in the field if you're in the bush, yeah. But we are.
Usually we drop it within feet of the truck too. So
Yeah, we usually, Howie's right. We usually drop it within 30 feet of the truck. So, I'm going to go count my green beans in the pantry. Howie, you want roast chicken for supper tomorrow? Then I'm going to need help with my carrots outside, turning them over. Later. Tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11. Yay! I have living up here on the Gulf of Mexico. We still have 2 months of hurricane season left, and it's still pretty active out there. I couldn't live there. I have 42 pints of beans in the pantry. I want 52. That means I have a pint of beans a week. More if I can get it, but I also have a pint jar full of dehydrated too. So I think this just may put me to my 50 jars. Yay! Now I know what it takes. Hang on a second here. Bring it a little bit closer now. Now I know, whoa. Now I know what it takes to grow all the beans I need. I used to put in beans and then think, oh, you know what? It's not enough. And I'd go to the farmer's market and buy a bushel. So this year, instead of planting 4 bean beds, I planted 5 of climbing beans. Now, I won't ask why I plant pole beans. It's because my garden is so small, some things that can grow up are what I grow with. And pole beans grow up, and they're easier for me to manage. Now, I put in 5 beds this year, and when my cabbages, everybody knows this, when my cabbages, my 3 beds of cabbage did not turn out well. Hey, Pauletta, how's it going? Small town shanty, hello, hello. Frida, hi. So when I pulled up the cabbages, I planted 3 more beds of pole beans, which means that it took 8 beds of pole beans to get me enough beans for the winter. I'm probably going to get more, not just for the winter, for the year. I'm probably going to get another picking. And, excuse me, I'm probably going to get another picking, or 2 even. And then frost is coming. Sorry for the sound of the saw. I got confused with, thrown off with the saw. I'm going to allow them now, after the next picking, I'm going to allow them to grow and go to seed. Because there's some I've left already that are getting big and seedy like. But I'm going to do one more picking. And then after the first hard frost, I'm going to go out and bring in all the beans. And then I'm going to sort them. Some for drying, some that are no good, and then one for my last either canning or dehydrating. So that's what my plan is. Hey, Joe Mama! How's it going, baby? Did you get my email? Or was it, did I email you? I did a couple of emails yesterday, 3 or 4 anyway. Hey, Mama Dukes! How's it going, honey? Hey, Dave! How's Arizona? Oh, awesome. So today I'm canning beans. And then I'm going to start on my onions. That may be, right there. This is where the arthritis is starting not starting, but this is where the arthritis first began in my hands. Why do you not plant potatoes? We have a 10-month growing season here in Louisiana, and I get several harvests a year. Excellent question. People who've been with me for a while know that I have fought the fight of potato bugs. And I have done everything. I have done, home remedies. I even once decided if I was going to save my potato crop, I had to use an actual pesticide. I did. It did no good. It did no good. Oh, that was just stuff on it. So I gave up on potatoes. I don't know why they're really bad here, but I think maybe I was going to do it this year, grow some on my deck, but I never did. So no, I can't grow potatoes. I'm not very good with onions and stuff either. So my onion and garlic and leek beds are pretty much a write-off. I used to do potatoes, but I couldn't remember where I planted them after they died, and still finding potatoes every couple of years. Oh, that's so funny. Bev, okay, you asked me that. It's hot, I bet. You gotta go another month before it starts to cool down, honey. Hell, I've got my fan on because I don't want to open the windows. Because then I just have to go around and close them all again. We're at that time of year where it's nice during the day. Gracie's out on the decks, laying in the sun. She likes to store up the sun in her bones and for the winter. So she goes out there and lays out in the sun for hours on sunny days. We had potatoes show up for a couple of years once too. Excuse me, folks. Now, Next week, I'm going to be announcing a party for my 15-year anniversary of being on YouTube. It's not a very exciting party, but 4 Jars, it has sponsored some lids. Okay, you're no good. You're gonna. 4 Jars has sponsored some lids and a timer and a jar opener, and London Sunshine's has sponsored a dehydrator. So keep your eyes peeled for the announcement. It's probably, I'm waiting to hear from one more company. I tried to get the meat grinder people to give me to give me a meat grinder to give away, but they said no, that I could join their giveaway, and it's like, no, that's not how parties work. So she's recharging her batteries for winter. Absolutely. I can laugh about it now, but for the few years after we planted it was not so funny, but it is now. Yes, she is. How do you cook your dehydrated beans? I have to cook mine 3 to 4 hours to get them tender. How do you use your dehydrated green beans? Does anybody want to answer Pauletta about how I use my green beans? I use them in soups. I use them in casseroles, and I use them in chicken and rice. Anything that's got to cook longer than a couple of hours. But I don't like putting canned green beans in a soup. It just doesn't feel right. So I put my dehydrated beans and dehydrated carrots and dehydrated potatoes in the soup, and it soaks up broth and rehydrates with broth instead of water. Isn't that amazing? Oh, it's the easiest thing in the world. I've got scads of videos on dehydrating. In the crock pot, soup, stews, things like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think my if I get to my 52 jars, there's going to be one more picking, and then I'm letting them go until the first hard frost. That's when I'll be digging up my parsnips too. Hey Carol, how's it going? Okay, I can turn my fan off now because I've cooled down. I was up moving around, getting things together. Oh, I'll tell you, I love my Freaky Friday, but my knee sure doesn't. If I'm not careful, I'll go into a fibro flare because I'm feeling some of my points. If anybody has fibro, they know what I'm talking about. I feel some of my pressure points in my legs are starting to burn. Ball used to be standard. Now it's trash. Yeah. 4 jars only, man. 4 jars. Oh, and so when I emailed them and said, it's my 15-year anniversary on YouTube, and could you sponsor a little gift for my YouTube family? And they said, sure. And they told me they'll give 100 largemouth, 100 smallmouth, the jar opener, and the timer, which I'm jealous of because I don't have a timer. But I got a parcel in the mail, and I thought, and Howie said it's from 4 jars. I thought, oh no, they've sent the prize to me so I can mail it out. And we all know how heavy those parcels are, right? But it turned out it was 200 lids for me as a 15th anniversary gift. And I thought that was really, really sweet of 4 jars. Now, the last thing I'm going to say on 4 jars is they have a huge sale. I got it in my email. Let me see if I can, let me see. No, I don't think I can because it's not something I can forward. But they got a huge, huge sale going on with all kinds of bundles and stuff. And you can still use the coupon code half acre, all one word in capital letters for 10% off, even with the sale items. I have some ballots brand new. I won't use them. Ball lids. Well, I mean, you know, whenever I get lids or I buy jars, I save the lids. I use the rings, but I save the lids for other things like putting things dry on the shelf like rice and stuff because, you know, they're clean, they're new, right? There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. I've maybe had 4 that didn't seal, but it was definitely my fault all 4 times. Well, I've had that happen. You got the sale paper too? Awesome. Do you suggest a dehydrator for someone that wants to learn? Absolutely. Are you asking what? Yes, all my beans are pole beans. I grow all pole beans because my garden is small. Are you asking what kind of dehydrator would I recommend? Well, first off, there's the London Sunshine, and I have a coupon code for London Sunshine. Just put in BEV15. Just put in BEV15, and I believe you'll get 10% off. But the only drawback with the London Sunshine is, now I love my London Sunshine dehydrator. I really do. It sits on my island. But the Nesco allows you to add more trays if you have, say it comes with a couple of trays, but I have like, 15 trays somewhere out there, and I can go up to 12 on my, the fuse is blown on my Nesco. Oh, Nat. The Nesco allows you to add additional trays, and yes, if you have more than 6 trays on it, it is recommended that you rotate them. But that's really easy. You know why? You just lift all the trays off, and then you take the top one and put it, and then work it. And it rotates them really, really easy. I miss my Nesco because I'm at the point where once the London Sunshine is full, it's full. And there's no room for any other trays. So, and that's when I usually pull out the Nesco, but it ain't working. The Excalibur's a nice one too. But again, you can only have so many trays, right? Hey, Bucket, how's it going? Hi, Make Believe. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping to get 8 pints. I'm hoping for 6, shooting for 8. Probably we'll get 4 or 5, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Hi, Sarah. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Sarah. We've been praying for everybody in Florida in this hurricane season in the southern states. I'm glad to hear it for sure. Yeah, it's a 5 tray. So when you get going like this is and learning to dehydrate, the instructions don't always tell you what to blanch, what not to blanch. For anybody who's thinking about learning to dehydrate, for instance, mushrooms should be sliced and then boiled before dehydrating, boiled until they're limp, or they come out really, really, really hard, almost impossible to rehydrate. Okay. Celery needs to be boiled for 5 minutes. Just like as if you were going to can it, okay? That starts the moisture going out, or they get really tough to rehydrate. Green beans and yellow wax beans need to be blanched. You know how when you blanch them and they go bright green, that's when you put them in the dehydrator. We have flooding in Kentucky. Oh no. I'm not moving to Georgia because they got hit with a twister a couple of days ago. Well, if Howie and I had a move in us, I think we'd move. Where would we move if we had one in us, dear? I know what he's going to say. Where would we move if we could afford it and had a move in us? No, we can't move to Texas, dear, because it's America.
We just said if we could live there.
Yeah, if we could, Alberta.
Okay.
Because I believe Alberta is the Texas of Canada. I really, truly believe that. Even North Carolina was hit badly. Oh, I hope Noreen and them's okay. Hi, Chloe. Had seafood rice for lunch. I bought a turkey. I don't know if we're having... I think my son Arthur is going to his cousins for Thanksgiving. Pretty sure Briar's working. Well, I don't know if he's working. He hasn't told me whether he's gone back to work yet or not. So, because I'm Canadian. And moving to America poses all kinds of problems. How he couldn't work. Right? Hi, Abby. How he couldn't work there. And, you know, that's pretty much the main thing. Right? Plus, then there's the heat. Well, the turkey, the cheapest I could find for turkeys was $1.44 a pound. And so I grabbed one. It was $20 for a 14-pound turkey. 18 and change. My freezer's close to empty. I just cooked the last steak last night. Want to bet how he couldn't work? He couldn't work legally, guys. He couldn't work legally. I know that when we had a mobile home in Arizona, the people that ran the park, they lived on site, ran the park year round. They, what was his name? Bob, dear? Bob from the park. He said to Howie, he said, anytime you wanna work, he said, you could get work. He said, in a heartbeat. And you could work for cash. He said, there's dozens of places. Because, but Howie said, the problem is you get caught, you can be barred from ever entering the United States again. And yet, you know, I'm not going to talk about what's going on with border situations in the United States right now. Right? We just hit 24 hours out. The damage, it went all the way to Chicago. Wow. Well, I think if we don't get company for Thanksgiving, I might invite my neighbor over. What do you think, Howie? If we don't get anybody up for Thanksgiving, we should invite Gert and Emily over for Thanksgiving dinner. I think she's the one who brought me the garlic. I don't know. But I can't think of it. I still don't know who left me garlic. I saw in Grove City, Pennsylvania last week, they had $1 a pound for a turkey. But again, I did not have the room. Oh, honey, you need more freezers then. Out of power for 15 hours, live in Virginia. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hi, Judy. So, I mean, there's, you know, but there's also Texas, the heat would kill me. The heat would just kill me, right? I wouldn't be able to garden. I mean, it's bad enough, but mind you, it's a dry heat. So who knows, right? But if we had to live in the States, it'd be Texas. Howie is right there. They are your neighbors that watch your house when you aren't home. Yes. Most of this stuff is stuff. Okay, wait a second. Honestly, most of it is stuff that I need to get canned up. But I've been kind of tired lately, and I'm thinking I have to go to the doctor again. You need more iron, honey. I'm pretty sure your doctor will tell you need more iron. But try, I'm not a medical advisor or anything, but when my energy is low, one of the things that helps is B vitamins and iron. But you really should get your doctor. What's going on? Oh, I'll never fill a freezer again. Lesson learned, total loss. Yeah. I have 3 chest freezers, 1 big one, 2 small ones. The big one is for meat. The small one in the porch I use for flour and stuff like that. So because I still have a bag of flour I have to jar up before we go to Costco, because I'm going to buy 2 more bags of flour. I am determined to bake my bread this year once canning season is over. I'm determined to bake bread on a regular basis. Well, see, I don't know, I'm not sure, because a lot of people in Quebec don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And she does have family. They have family all around, right? But some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They just take the day because it's an English thing. Thanksgiving in Canada is not like, it is similar to Thanksgiving in America. And the only reason we actually call it Thanksgiving is because it's the same principle in the fact that we are giving thanks for the harvest of a good year, right? And it's like a cross between American Thanksgiving and the harvest supper in Britain, right? So it's because it's a British, they see it as a British thing. There's a lot of French who do not subscribe to Thanksgiving. They just take the day off. Can you claim freezer loss on your insurance? Oh my gosh. So what? Just have them over for dinner. They'd probably like that. Well, we'll see. No. Even if they would, it's not that even if they don't celebrate it, it's just, it is what it is. That's all. I can call it Thanksgiving. No one's going to get offended, right? I've been dealing with them for almost 15. My vet is very good. I've been dealing with them for almost 15, almost 20 years, something like that. But to be fair, they are an actual doctor of a different kind.
To be fair.
To be fair. To be fair. Hey, Nana, how are you?
You may not understand that.
No, that's a Letterkenny thing. That's a Canadian thing. What's the name of that fancy braided bread thingy you make? You mean at Thanksgiving? It's called the harvest loaf. And it's representative of a sheaf of wheat. If you want, I'll make one again this year. It's a representative of a sheaf of wheat. And it's like a flatbread, but it's made with bread dough. And you break it up. And some people actually dry them out and then varnish them and use them as a table decoration. I would prefer to use it to break off pieces and sop up the gravy, if you know what I mean. I have worked for vets, so have a slightly different perspective. I just realized that's where I get that saying from, to be fair, is from Letterkenny episode. Well, apparently all of the episodes had it, but I love it. To be fair. Yeah. To be fair. Yeah, how he's down the basement going, to be fair. It's called the harvest loaf. If you want to look it up, look up English harvest wheat sheaf loaf, or I don't even know what it's called. 2 more storms in the Gulf, eh? We lost our freezer. They paid us $3,000 in meat and $1,500 for the loss. Is that just for like a hurricane or something? Would it be like if my freezer just died? Would I get covered? Because we don't get hurricanes and stuff. Well, we get, I remember when we had that power outage for 3 days after a really wicked bit of a twister came through. And I started canning meat out of the top because my freezer was full enough that it stayed frozen. But when the top of the stuff started to thaw, I had to keep taking it out and canning it. And by God, I learned how to can on my barbecue. If you ever want to see how I did that, maybe I'll do a replay. Maybe I'll reload that video maybe. Well, there you go. Oh, hurricanes, right. So I'm almost done here. And when I'm done, I'm going to can these beans and then I'm going to start on onions. Should we come back for a live stream while I'm chopping onions? And should we do it on Life with the Wolfies? Howie's, I can only see down the stairwell and it looks really awesome. But Howie's also taking pictures for me too. So he'll be taking the camera down once he's got the floor in and the baseboards in. And then showing you everything he's done. Okay. Yeah, our power was out for 69 hours. And I remember Briar saying, I want a shower. And I said, well, go get a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket out of the pool, lift some water out of the pool and go have a bucket shower in the tub. No, I'll wait till the power comes back on. I said, well, you might be this is our rule of thumb. If the power has been out for longer than 5 hours, you may be safe to assume it's possible it could be off permanently. And then we act accordingly, right? It is wonderful to have a handy husband like my husband. I hold my breath every time there's a mention of a hurricane. We're a hurricane magnet. Oh no. It was covered under the homeowners. We had a storm, but check because it should be covered. Well, that was a long time ago. But the thing is I saved everything in my freezer. I saved, when the power came back on, I had only worked through 1/3 of the freezer. Everything was still frozen. So, and we kept it, when the freezer wasn't, when I would open it quick, take stuff out, and then close it, and I would throw drape a heavy quilt right over the freezer to maintain its cold to the best. Thank God for baby wipes. I'm in Ontario. We had a power surge, killed our freezer. Insurance reimbursed for the loss of the food as well as a new freezer. Wow. Was covered under home. Okay, that's good to know. Colleen is in Ontario. I used to have a friend, Colleen. I haven't seen her in years. We used to call her Tony because my niece couldn't say Colleen and it came out Tony. So she ended up with the nickname Tony. Baby wipes, I think, is what she meant. More news before Friday. We have a big Barbie questions after hurricane. We feed the community. Oh, you have a big barbecue after the hurricane. We feed the community. Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, barbecues are cool, especially when you got to cook all the meat in your freezer. Hey, Frida. I'm going to take these out of the bowl now and put them on this towel because there's water in the bowl and it's getting me icky. I'm dripping it all over the table here, so. And that. Sorry, I left the bathroom door open. You can probably hear my washing machine going. The whole state of Texas lost homeowners insurance. The only options available, $800 a month with $20,000 deductible. Wow. Wow, that's insane. We're not moving to Texas. No. You know what their insurance is? Their homeowners insurance is? $800 a month with a $20,000 deductible. No, ours is $408 a month. And with a $500 deductible, I think $1,000 deductible. And my car, truck, and coach insurance is $488 a month. And our license plates for everything are $145 a month. Yes, folks. We pay close to $1,000 a month in insurance and license plates. Isn't that funny? Isn't that great? But one day, we won't need all of these things. One day, Howie and I just may sell everything, fix up our motorhome, and no, I wouldn't buy new. You know why? Because you're buying, you know, you still have... We know what the problems are with ours, so we would just have it renovated. And we would go on the road. And we would take our traveling with the Wolfies. We'd take you with us. That's the way it would be. Everyone with a mortgage is panicking. Insurance is mandatory or the bank takes your house. My family members are freaking out. I pay more in insurance than I do for my mortgage. So I hope no one is impacted like Texas. Texans woke up one morning to find out they were no longer insured. That should be against the law. They sign a contract. They'd hold you to it. But one thing for sure is insurance companies aren't in the business to give you money. They're in business to take your money and then find ways of not giving it back when the time comes. Now, I got to tell you, when the ice went back up under our roof the first winter here, ran down the walls in the basement, under my floating flooring in the living room, and my fire and stuff all over the place. And come here, you little bugger. Oh, for God's sake. You're not escaping the camera. Jumping beans. We had the insurance the roof was shoveled off, tarped off, and the insurance came out. And we hired a friend who was a contractor. And we had to fire him halfway through because he cheaped out. He wanted to cheat our insurance, all that stuff. Howie ended up finishing the job and got paid $1,500 for his work. Don't hire friends or family. It's a nightmare in the happening. It's different if you're doing like a roof raising or a barn raising. That's not hiring. That's pooling together. But when people are my dad used to always say this, people are funny around money. So we don't mention it. We don't talk about what we have or what we don't have or anything like that. Your deductible is $5,000. The strange thing is I pay $290 a month for insurance in Louisiana. We are a hurricane wasteland, and so far we're still covered. My deductible is $5,000. Wow. Wow. I hope to God that never happens here. But it really is. If you look at it, it's a scam. They make thousands and they make millions of dollars on us every year. And they do their best not to pay out when the time comes. But our insurance company did really well. We're not with the same insurance company anymore. We're with, they got absorbed by another company or something. Hey, Danny love, my Danny love, I need you, oh, how I need your love. How you doing, sweetheart? I can't help it but sing that every time I see your name. Ha, 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 Kimmy, you got her. You got her, Kimmy. So, hi, Sherry, how you doing today, hon? Oh, I didn't sing the actual song. I changed the words. I know, no singing. God, YouTube has gotten real nasty sometimes. Oh, I'm glad, sweetheart. I'm glad. I am almost done here, folks. So I'm going to finish these last few beans. And then I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to do some canning. And then, well, do I have time? I can get some onions started today, I guess. Do we, you're welcome, sweetheart. When you sing that, it brightens my day. Yeah, YouTube doesn't want me to brighten people's days. They just want to take 45% of what I earn. Let's just not talk about YouTube. Hey, Journey. Well, I mean, you know. But now, next question, folks. If I'm doing my onions, do you want me to go live? And do you want, I'm going to do it on Life with the Wolfies. Just because, you know, spread the love. Spread the love. Okay, Linda. I'm a little sore today. My knees are giving me a little bit of trouble today, but I'm okay. What's going to have to be done again? Do you have enough for a quick coat?
I hope so.
You hope so. Hang on a second. Say hi, everybody. And give me a kiss. I haven't seen you yet this morning. Mwah. So, I'm going to get these canned. It's going to be a couple of hours. My God, it's almost 2 o'clock. And then I'm going to start on a bag of onions. They don't have to be done all at once, right? So I got to get my cookie sheets out because I flash freeze my onions. I got to get my candle out because a candle does work. You put a candle within your personal bubble, okay? 2 feet out in your personal bubble while you're doing onions. And it doesn't hurt your eyes. And trust me, those onions are pungent. There's a Tim Hortons in the Middle East, but not in the States. So there's some in the States. They have them in New York and, you know, Michigan and stuff like that. But they're not the same. They're not the same. They have a whole different menu and everything. Well, folks, last bean. And I do believe I'm going to get at least 6 pints. This is Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I have to get out my canner, wash it, can, and then we'll be back with onions on Life with the Wolfies. Okay? Mwah! Take care. God bless. And we'll see you in about an hour. All right? Love you guys. I haven't even checked my email yet today, so I'm going to do that first. There we go. Love you.